Hello Sweros, welcome to my presentation. Let me introduce myself. I am Maishwarya of 10th from TTWR Freedom School Girls, Hanamkonda. Is here to give you a short presentation on a topic which is very important in our lives. So before going to introduce my topic, let me ask you a small question. That is, how do we humans perceive all the things around us? With the help of senses. We have 5 senses that help us to interact with the whole world around us, and they are sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch. Eyes help us to see the things and ears help us to hear the sounds. We smell with our nose, taste with our tongue, and the sense of touch is provided by our skin. Of course, all the 5 senses are important, but the sense of sight is very important because, friends, do you know, we perceive almost 80% of the whole world around us with the help of sense of sight. We can see the objects which are around us. Suppose you are in a room where all the lights, door and windows are closed. Now, the room is with full of darkness. So, can you see the objects in the dark? No, because there is a thing which is very important is missing. That is light. So, light is an important in our life. Light is very important in our life. Without light, we are unable to survive. So, today I want to make you a short presentation on light. So, at the end of the session, you will be familiar with the nature of the light, and you can test the properties of light, that is reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light and scattering of light. And you can even apply the knowledge of light in day-to-day activities. So, let us start the session, friends. Firstly, what is light? We need light to perform several activities. So, the light is a form of energy and it travels in a straight path, because in order to travel long distance in less time, it chooses the straight path. Friends, we see light around us, but do you know what is the nature of the light? So, let us know the nature of the light. The light has dual nature. Okay. So, to know the nature, let us know the theories of light. Firstly, Newton is a scientist. To know the nature of the light, he proposed Newton corpuscular theory of light. So, he suggested that the geometric nature of reflection and refraction of light could only be explained if the light is made up of particles, if it has corpuscles and which travels in a straight path. But Huygens is a scientist who was a contemporary of Newton. He proposed wave theory of light. He proved that the light is in the form of waves vibrating up and down perpendicular to the direction of light. As like the water flows in the form of waves, the light moves in the form of waves. And the next scientist, de Broglie. He proved that the light has dual nature, that is particles and as well as waves. The dual nature of light means sometimes the light behaves as particles and sometimes the light behaves as waves. Friends, in the year of 1864, a great scientist named Maxwell. So, he proved that the light is in the form of electromagnetic wave. So, more generally, he predicted that the existence of electromagnetic radiation coupled electric field and magnetic field traveling as waves, which is equal to the known speed of light. So, this is a theory of light, friends. Friends, we know the properties of solids, liquids and gases. So, let us know the properties of light. There are many properties of light. So, in that the 4 basic properties of light are reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light and scattering of light. So, let us go to in detail. Firstly, reflection of light. Reflection of light is simply referred as the change in the direction of light or bouncing the light from some surface as like the ball bounces from the ground, the light bounces from the surface. For example, I have taken a mirror and it has flat surface, shiny and opaque. Now I am considering this as an object. Now I am placing this object in front of the mirror. You can able to see the image of this object in the mirror because due to the reflection of light. So the light rays from this object falls on the surface of the mirror, and again it reflects back. So that is why we can see the image of this object on the mirror. And friends, there are two laws of reflection, and the first law of reflection is angle I is equal to angle R, where angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. If the angle of incidence is 30 degrees, then the angle of reflection also the 30 degrees. And the second law of reflection is the normal ray, the incident ray and the reflected ray lies on the same plane. So this is about reflection of light. Let's move to the next property of light, that is refraction of light. Refraction of light is when the light passes from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the path of light in the second medium. This is refraction of light. Deviation in the path of light is due to the change in velocity from one medium to another medium. I have taken a glass. Now I am placing this pencil in the glass. So we cannot see any difference. So it look alike. But now I am considering this, which has two mediums. Here the two mediums are air and water. It is the rarer medium and it is the denser medium. Now I am placing this pencil into the glass. Now we can see the difference in the second medium. So this is what the refraction of light. And one more example is, now I am taking this lemon. So in this case also it look alike because there is a single medium. Now in this glass there are two mediums, one is air medium and one is water medium. Now I am placing this lemon in the glass. Now we can see the difference in the first case and in the second case. So in this case the size of lemon is increased. So this is what the refraction of light. Friends, we see rainbow appearing in the sky after rain shower. It looks spectacular, doesn't it, friends? Yes. So do you know how the rainbow is formed? It is due to dispersion of light. So let us know the dispersion of light. Dispersion of light is the splitting of white light into 7 colors, that is VIBGR, where V stands for violet, I stands for indigo, B for blue, G for green, Y for yellow, O for orange and R for red. Okay. So let us consider a prism. There are 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular faces. So when the light passes through 2 faces of prism, all the light gets dispersed and we can see the different colors through the prism. Friends, here the formation of rainbow through prism is not a permanent rainbow. It is a artificial and temporary rainbow. The permanent rainbow is which we can see in the sky. A rainbow is a natural spectrum appearing in the sky after the rain shower. So it is caused due to dispersion of light by tiny water droplets acting as small prisms, and the total internal reflection takes place in this process. So due to dispersion of light and total internal reflection, the different colors have been seen. Friends, we cannot see the rainbow from a single drop. As the rain flows continuously, we can see the total rainbow. And do you know, a rainbow is always formed in the direction of opposite to that of sun. So in our day-to-day life, as we all wash our hands with soap, we can see the small bubbles. So in that bubbles, there are different colors have been seen. So that is the dispersion of light. And a single drop of water, single drop of diesel in the water. So in that case also, the dispersion of light takes place. So these are the applications of dispersion of light. And let's move to the next property of light, that is scattering of light. scattering. So we have come across some wonderful phenomena in our day-to-day life, and such as the bluish color of the sky and the red color of the sun during sunset and sunrise. So what is the reason behind this natural phenomena? Yes, it is due to scattering of light. Scattering of light is a process in which atoms or molecules absorb light energy and the remaining energy will be released out in the form of radiations. Okay, so let us consider this is an atom. Okay, so light from certain frequency falls on this atom. So this atom responds to the light whenever the size of this atom is comparable with the wavelength of light. If this condition is satisfied, the atom absorbs light energy and it returns some part of absorbed energy. That means it absorbs some energy and the remaining energy will be released out in the form of radiation in all the directions. If this condition is satisfied, and this atom is considered as scattering center, and the re-emitted light is the scattered light, and the whole process of re-emission of light in various directions is the scattering of light. Friends, aren't you eager to know the reason between why the sky is in blue color and the red color of the sun during sunset and sunrise? So let us know the reason. We know that the white light is the combination of 7 colors. Okay. So when the sunlight hits the Earth's atmosphere, the gases which are present in the atmosphere like nitrogen and oxygen scatters the light in all the direction across the sky. So in that case, the blue light scatters more than the other colors because the blue and violet has shorter wavelengths. So this is the reason why we can able to see the sky in blue color. Friends, you may have a doubt, that is why the sky is in only blue color but not in violet. Yes, so there are 2 reasons for that, and that there the sun emits more blue light than violet, and our eyes are sensible to blue than violet. So this is the reason why the sky appears to be blue but not in violet, and the reason for red color of the sun during sunset and sunrise. Okay. So in the morning and evening we see the sun appears to be red, and in the afternoon the sun appears to be white. So it is due to actually our earth is spherical in shape. So in the morning and evening the sun is far away from earth. So by the time when the sunlight reaches the earth's atmosphere, all the lights undergo scattering except red, because the red light has longest wavelength. So this is the reason why we cannot see the sun in red color during at noon, but we can see the sun appears to be red during sunset and sunrise. And the best example for scattering of light is Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is the scattering of light as the light passes through colloidal substance, and this Tyndall effect can be observed in forest where we can see the pathway of light. So friends, to show the scattering of light, I am going to perform an activity. So I have taken a shoe box and I placed a transparent glass over it. Now, and I also placed a plain mirror inside the box. So whenever I am focusing the light towards the mirror, we cannot see the pathway of light clearly. But now I am producing the smoke. Whenever I produce the smoke, friends, I am producing the smoke. Okay. So the particles of this smoke spread out into the box, and when the ray of light is strike with the particles, then we can see the pathway of light. Okay. Now see, I am passing a ray of light. So we can see the pathway of light here. See friends, you can observe the pathway of light. So this is the scattering of light. So we can observe that the pathway of light. So here the dust particles are scattering center. Okay, when the ray of light is strike with the particles, we can see the pathway of light. So this is the scattering of light. So let us see the applications of light in our day-to-day lives. Firstly, reflection of light. So it is used in rear view mirrors and plane mirrors, and it is also used in ammeters and voltmeters. Ammeters is used to measure the electric current, and voltmeter is used to measure the volt. And the second is the refraction of light. So it is used in microscopes and telescopes, and also in the peepholes of doors, cameras and the movie projectors. And the third property of light is dispersion. So it is used in CDs. So you can see the different colors. So it is due to dispersion of light, and it is also used in holograms. And the last property, but not the least, is the scattering. So this is used in molecular weight determination and air pollutant analysis, and it is also a reason for the bluish color of the sky and the red color of the sun during sunset and sunrise. Friends, this brings me to the end of my presentation. So let us have a quick recap on what we have learnt. So we came to know that the light has dual nature, that is particles and as well as waves. The dual nature of light is sometimes the light behaves as particles and sometimes the light behaves as waves. And we also know that the theories of light, and they are Newton corpuscular theory and Huygens wave theory, de Broglie's dual nature of light and Maxwell electromagnetic wave theory. And in properties of light, we discussed the 4 basic properties of light, and they are reflection of light, refraction of light, dispersion of light and scattering of light. For reflection of light is when the light falls on the surface, again it reflects back. And the second property is refraction of light. So when the light passes from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the second medium. Okay, so the deviation in the path of light is due to the change in velocity from one medium to another medium. And the third property is dispersion of light. So dispersion of light is simply referred as the splitting of white light into 7 colors, that is VIBGR. And the fourth property is scattering. So scattering is when the atoms or molecules which are exposed to light absorb light energy, and in the remaining energy will be released out in the form of radiations in all the directions. So on this auspicious day, I want to share you a short story of a great scientist. Our beloved scientist and Nobel Prize winner Sir C.V. Raman. So he explained the phenomena of scattering of light. As he awarded the Nobel Prize, so we are celebrating National Science Day on February 28 every year. So I wish you all happy National Science Day in advance. Okay. So lastly, I am very thankful to our beloved Secretary Sir Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar Sir, and our beloved RC of Warangal and Karimnagar region Mr. D.S. Venkanna, and our beloved Principal Ma'am Miss Vimala, and my mentor teacher Miss Anusha, and to all the teachers of TTWR Freedom School Girls Hanamkonda, and a special thanks to TSAT channel. Thank you everyone.
ఊబకాయం తీసుకోవాల్సిన జాగ్రత్తలు. ఊబకాయం నేటి తరంలో పీడిస్తున్న అతిపెద్ద సమస్య.